What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Real Deal, and I'm fired up. I'm always fired up. Doesn't take much nowadays. All I got to do is look at a post on social media or maybe see a commercial, Doesn't take much anymore. But let me just say, mainly today, we're going to talk about certain politicians, and I'm going to focus on Bernie Sanders. Now, I've never liked Bernie Sanders. He's a liar, a cheat. I don't trust him. He's a hypocrite. Do as I say, not as I do. I care for the poor, but I'm not poor. He supposedly came from nothing, but that's a bunch of bull. The stuff is out there. It's really easy to research, especially if you grew up with this stuff and you watch this man who's been in politics forever. And you would hear these things in the beginning when he was running. It's like, well, he's an independent. That means he thinks free and clearly. He's middle of the road. I'm independent. I'm middle of the road. I vote for the best person for the job. I don't do political parties. I'm not a stupid puppet like most of the world is. I can think for myself. And Bernie always votes Democrat. But he's an independent. All the people he supports are Democrats. But he's an independent. And when it comes to something going through Congress, or the Senate, I should say, he's voting Democrat. Always. Weird, isn't it? But he's independent. He thinks for himself. He's middle of the road. Jeez. I've never liked the guy. I've never trusted him. I don't trust most politicians, especially career politicians like him. What changes has he made to Vermont? Let me first say that Vermont is one of the whitest states in the United States. Maine's right up there, number one. Vermont's right behind him. About 92% of that state is white. So, do you really think he cares about that other 8%? I doubt it. Most of these guys don't. The only time they care is when they want votes. I was talking to somebody today about this. We were having a good conversation on why there will never be reparations. And then you get people like Bernie always pushing for it. They're not going to give you that. They never will. Black folks, I'm sorry, you're not going to get it. They should have gave it to you. They should have gave it to your ancestors right away like they were promised. But Andrew Johnson said, ain't going to happen. And Bernie's like, well, we're going to get your reparations. To what? A couple thousand people in his state? Come on, man. And then they're like, yay, Bernie. And they go and vote for him. The whole goal of people like FDR and the Democratic Party when he made all those deals. And by the way, today's the anniversary of Social Security. Yes, it's good to have Social Security, but it's not a free handout. A majority of the people, the elderly, pay into it for many, many years. And a lot of them don't get anything out of it because they don't make it. I mean, trust me, they've researched this stuff. But FDR put a lot of these things in place, and people say, oh, look, he's giving money to the poor. He's doing this. He's doing that. Right. You know why he did that? Because he wanted to keep them there. He wanted to keep them down. So that way they'd be like, here you go, little people. Here you go, a couple people here and there. And they'll be like, oh, thanks. We're going to vote for him again. Guy was reelected 4 times, man. Freaking Democrat nut job, Jew-hating bastard. But he kept those people down because that way they'll vote for him. When you give somebody a little money, if I were to go and give a homeless guy in the corner $10 every day and then I go beat up somebody, you think that guy's going to be like, yeah, you beat him up. He's going to be like, nah, man, he was down here talking to me. Why? Because he knows if I'm gone, he'll lose out on his $10 a day. They know what they're doing. The Democrats have been doing this for a long freaking time. This is the party, the Democratic Party, is the party of the KKK, the party of racism, the party of anti-Semitism, the party of keeping women down. They were the party of slavery. They were against civil rights. Let's not forget. And a lot of the things they did, like FDR signing all these new deals and stuff, ran up our deficit to beyond crazy points where we couldn't keep up or anything. So now we're broke as could be. Never going to catch up. Also, he did it. He didn't want you to get better. He didn't want to create jobs. He did it to keep you down. So that way you won't have to have a job. You can get free room and board and free money from me. Here you go. Don't forget to vote. These guys all get in there and they get power and they get money. And they're all corrupt to begin with. I don't forget FDR when Hitler was doing his thing. Started 1933 was the first concentration camp. United States of America, the government knew about it. They knew about the camps. They didn't care. Killing a bunch of Jews? Who cares? The MS St. Louis was a ship. Had 937 people on it, almost all of them Jewish, seeking refuge up and down the coast of America. They had escaped from Germany. Germany was killing them all. And I believe it was Costa Rica was the only one that said, yeah, we'll take them. But America said, we'll cut off your aid. They wouldn't let him here. FDR, his sister, all of them, they wouldn't let him here. And they ended up going back to Europe, and almost all those people were killed, exterminated, basically. It's a harsh word, but it was the truth. He didn't care. He didn't care. Even during the war, the troops didn't try to stop anything. Those guys in the camps would sit there and go, they didn't try to help us. I would rather have been bombed than have to go through this for another year or two. And that's what they do. But they come back and FDR's like, look what I did. We won the war. You didn't win the war, boy. You didn't do nothing. You caused the war by moving all our ships to Pearl Harbor and putting them out at sea. FDR was a rotten bastard, in case you guys haven't picked up. I don't like the guy. And I don't like Bernie Sanders. And he's just like the rest of them. Talks a good game, man. Old Bernie, he's a democratic socialist. What is that? Democracy and socialism. Really? Socialism. That's basically where everybody gets a handout till you run out of money. Till you run out of the working man's money. Till you run these people out of town. Till people don't have jobs anymore because the company's done left. They're over there in Asia and stuff, and the Middle East and stuff, making the products, sending them here. They're over there in China sending the crap here. And they're not giving us good deals on it. And we're losing jobs. We can't afford that stuff. But they don't care about that. As long as you keep voting him in there. Now, old Bernie, a socialist was somebody, they say they care about everybody. They want to share. They care and share. They want to help the poor. They want to help you rise up. They want you to be good and equal everybody. No, they don't. And no matter what, communism, capitalism, socialism, no matter what it is, who controls the means of production? The people are working. Who controls it? The people at the top always do. That's how it goes in all of those little political fancy words that they call them. It's the people at the top. They're the ones that are running the show. If you own the corporation, you got all the power. And if the government's like trying to say, oh yeah, we're socialists, so you guys get this money and do this. These guys don't own the company, you do. Well, who's controlling the company, though? The people are controlling the company. Who controls all the money? Who controls the tax dollars? Who controls what comes and goes there? Who controls what they can sell? Who controls what they can do? The freaking government. The power, the people in charge. Democratic socialism. It's kind of like a form of Nazism. They're only for their own people. If you disagree with them, they don't like you. They don't like you at all. They remind me of these people I always see have these signs in their yard. I see all over the place. Black Lives Matter. You're in a 99% white community. Hate has no home here, but you hate your neighbor because he likes Donald Trump or he hunts and fishes, and you don't like that. And you hate Donald Trump. You hate Republicans. You're pretty proud of that, and you don't help anybody out. You don't help anybody out. These people are all freaking hypocrites. And that's what Bernie Sanders is. He's a freaking lying socialist hypocrite. And I can't stand him. Now, his net worth, he's a career politician too. Get a job, Bernie. Jeez. Oh, he had a lot of jobs. Right. He came from a poor family. No. It's this stuff's easy to research. It's very easy to research. No, he came from a home in Brooklyn. They weren't struggling. They didn't go without, people. They had money. Oh, they didn't get a brand new car every year, but they didn't go without, okay? They had money. Most of these politicians get there because they come from money, or they're sleeping with somebody, screwing somebody. I'll be blunt about it. Doing some nasty things with these people. They got money. They're sucking up to certain people and selling their souls, basically, to this guy going, I'll do whatever you say. Make me president. Look at my ugly wife. You know I'm going to hit everything but her. You know? Bill Clinton. There's another bum. Shoot. I smoked marijuana, but I didn't inhale. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. Right. Anyway, you look up Bernie Sanders' net worth. Says he's only worth about $2 million. That we know of. But he's got 3 homes. He just sold one. He sold a townhome. But he had 3 homes. And those 3 homes, between them, just the homes themselves, were worth about $2 million. They're not poverty-stricken homes. Those are very nice, fancy mansions. You know? And he has people working for him. He has maids. He has people doing his gardening for him and everything else because he's too busy trying to change the world. Trying to change it into what? A piece of crap? Shoot, Bernie. I don't like the man. I don't care. But if you're a socialist, why do you have 3 homes? Shouldn't you give 2 of them away and help the poor? Do you really need a $500,000, $700,000 house, whatever it is? You really need that, Bernie? Why not give it to somebody else? Or why not just live in an average house? Look at me. I got a nice house. I got what? 3 bedrooms, basement, garage, a yard. Ain't nothing fancy, but it's a nice house. It's clean. Sufficient for me. Now, if I had $1 billion or millions like he did, my house might be in a different neighborhood than what I'm in. But you know what? It's not going to be a mansion. It's going to be this house. Okay. Maybe a little newer than my 100-year-old house, but in a little nicer neighborhood. By that, I mean maybe in the country, but it's not going to be $1 million house. And you know what I would do with this house if I had millions of dollars? I'd give it away to somebody. Here you go, dude. Give me $1. Here's a house for you. That's what you do. That's what real socialism is. Caring about others and helping others out, whether you agree with them and their politics or not. These guys don't do anything. When's the last time he's volunteered to help the homeless? When's the last time any of these bums has gone and helped the homeless or do anything? Oh, sure, he went to Martin Luther King's speech. He probably said the N-word afterwards, I could see that. Bernie. He ran for president a couple times. He lost. I was glad. I was very happy. And when he ran for president, he raised over $2 million that we know of. Now, he didn't spend that money. Now, Bernie is stepping out right now. He's speaking out big time about political action committees. Blah, 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 blah. AIPAC is evil. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, Bernie. AIPAC is the American Israeli Political Action Committee. They like to put people in office in America. They're Democrat or Republican. They don't care. They like to put pro-Jewish people in there. Pro-Israel. Same thing, people. You're supporting Israel. You're supporting the Jews. Now, Israel is a very diverse democratic country. It is the only country in the world right now with a rising Christian population. It is predominantly Jewish country. They got their land back in 1948 after being kicked off it a long time ago. It was, I don't know, but most of you probably don't know this, but it was biblical prophecy of what was going to happen, and it did happen. And they got their land back. They're not colonizers because it was their land. And I always love these white people standing in America going, you guys are colonizers. Let's go ask this guy over here, John Littlecorn, about that. Let me see what he thinks. Let me see what my little Cherokee buddy who lives on the reservation thinks about that. Crazy crackers. You ain't helping nobody. You're standing on colonized land, and you're a hypocrite. Now, Bernie made more than $2 million. He doesn't take money from PACs, so he says. What he does is he takes private donations from companies and people. He'll try to say, this guy gave me $27, and just because he's a professor of chemistry doesn't mean I'm going to cater to him. Well, Bernie, it does mean that, because why are you tracking it so much? You know, he gets lots of money from these people. Like I said, he raised more than $2 million running for president, and he lost. He didn't spend it all. Did he give that money back? No. What did he do with the money? He didn't donate it to charity. He probably gave a little bit to charity, maybe to claim it on his taxes to get a big break, because these guys know how to hustle and play the game. It's funny because Hillary's going off on Trump about that when he ran against her, about, you know, donating to charity and playing the game and hiding your tax money like that. And I like what he said to her. He told her, he's like, I'm doing the same thing you're doing. If you don't like it, change the laws, because you're rich and you do it and the laws benefit you. And that's the truth. Bernie wouldn't like it if Trump did that, but it's okay for him to keep the money, right? Bernie is not a good person, man. He's going off on PAC, AIPAC especially, because now here's the deal. Bernie comes from a Jewish family. Bernie got a bat mitzvah when he was 13. Bernie's been to Israel. Supposedly he has a bastard son over there that he's never seen. That's what I've been told from the people over there, and I believe them more than I would him. He's never been back since then, never saw the kid or had anything to do with him. I believe it. I do believe it, because he's a heartless bastard. Did I mention that at all? Okay, I'll say it again. But anyway, I was told that he's got a son over there and never saw him. Grown son now. He don't care. And he doesn't care about Israel. He doesn't care about Jews. Just because somebody has Jewish blood in them and have gone through some of the stuff like that doesn't mean that they are real Jewish people. They're couples, they're phonies, they're shwoos. A shwoo is a self-hating Jew. That's what he is. That's what George Soros is. That's what Chuck Schumer is. Many of these people are that way. They're not real Jews. They dog out Israel, talking about Israel's doing this, Israel's starting war, Israel's killing everybody. Where were you on October 7th, Bernie? Oh, you didn't like it. You spoke out against it, but you didn't say or do anything about it. You didn't do anything. You didn't step up. You didn't try to pass a bill. You didn't give them money to help out. They fight back, and they're the bad guys, right? Okay, I'll tell you what. Somebody comes into my house, rapes my family, kidnaps my family, kills my family. I'm fighting back. Oh, yeah, I'm fighting back. If they came into my community right now and a group of people started tearing us up in here, my community, my people, the good old boys and good old girls around here, we're all working together. We'll fight back. We don't care about color in my neighborhood. We don't care about your race and religion. We're not prejudiced and hypocrites like that. We'll join together and fight back because we protect each other around here. And that's what you're supposed to do. Israel got attacked. Been always getting attacked. Israel fought back. I don't see him sticking up for them. Right now, everybody around this country, all these politicians, are trying to get a certain politician in Michigan elected. In Michigan, Abdul Raham Mohammed El Sayeed is running for senator. Mike Rogers is a Republican running against him. Now, there was a woman running against Abdul. AIPAC gave her money because she supported Israel. Why not? Why not give to somebody that supports you? You think, okay, do you think AIPAC's going to give money to Rashida? No, because she hates Israel. She hates Jews. So Israel's going to give money, say, hey, you run against her, man, we will hook you up because we want you to beat her because we need to protect our people. Not just over there, but over here in America. And a lot of y'all don't understand that. And you can say what you want about Israel, but that country has done more in one day for the technology of this world, and they share with others and help others. They've done more with technology and medical stuff than many countries combined. What has Yemen done? Oh, nothing. What did Israel do? Gee, I don't know. Wireless, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, cures for diseases. I mean, come on, people. And they give that away. And you don't know the history. You got a problem with Israel and Jews? That's on you. That's on you for being a racist and not caring. And Bernie Sanders, to me, not caring about Israel and dogging them out and dogging out AIPAC and wanting to put Abdul in there, you're a freaking racist. You're a Jew-hating, koppel-schwoo racist. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Now, Abdul Mohammed al-Sayeed is a two-faced guy. He's practicing taqiyya. That's a Muslim thing, where they're allowed to lie to protect themselves. But if you go deeper, if you've ever read the Quran or the Hadith or any of their books, you'll see there's more to it than just that. They're allowed to do a lot of things. They're allowed to hide a lot of things. There's a lot of bad stuff. Most people have never read any of their books. Most Christians have never read their own Bible. They don't know. They don't know what they're practicing half the time, but they go to church every week and they're a good Christian. They'll tell you that too. Bernie claims to be a Jew. Guarantee he eats pork. Guarantee he mixes meat with dairy. Guarantee it. Chuck Schumer does. I saw him do it. Shoot, I saw him cooking undercooked meat with cheese on it on a grill, and I'm like, nothing like breaking 2 Jewish dietary laws, Chuck. Good for you. Shoot, man. Probably chased it all down with a pork chop. Anyway, these guys are corrupt politicians. They are career politicians. Bernie's talking all about he doesn't like PAC. We got to stop this. He doesn't like AIPAC. He doesn't like any PAC, but he especially hates AIPAC. Why? Because they're Jewish. It's an Israel organization, you know? And he's pushing for Abdul and everybody around this state, around the state of Michigan, around the United States. All the left are really trying to push him in to the Senate in Michigan, make him a U.S. Senator. Ask yourself this. Why? Why are they spending so much money on him? I mean, they're leaning in for him. The Muslim Brotherhood's giving him support. Good Lord. I mentioned before, they're a terrorist organization. Terrorist organization in Muslim countries, they're not allowed, people. Jeez. But in America, it's okay here, I guess. Bernie likes them. Anyway, man, you know, these guys, he's speaking out against it because he wants his guy in there. Well, why? Why do they want El Sayeed in there? What's the big push there? They could have had any other Democrat. Why push him? That's what I want to know. You got AOC come down to Detroit along with Bernie. Now, let me tell you, people, I was down there, okay? Me and some people were down there. We saw things. We watched things. We keep an eye on our people, all right? I'd say 99% of the people, well, I'll go a little lower. 95% of the people that were there were white. There was a few Muslims sprinkled in there and maybe 2 or 3 black people. I mean, and you're talking Detroit, Michigan, the city in the nation with the largest black population. So if you're 80-some% black, why aren't they there? And a lot of the black folks don't want El Sayeed because they don't trust him. They don't trust Bernie Sanders. And they'll sit there and go, well, you're racist because you don't like him because he's Muslim. They try to turn it around. And the blacks are like, no, we wouldn't like him if he was a white guy. We wouldn't like him if he was a black guy because we're not stupid. We can think for ourselves. And I say, good for you, people. Good for you. When he ran in the primary, he didn't carry Detroit. The brothers and sisters are down there like, screw that, man. We need someone's going to take care of us instead of just pretending to take care of them and give handouts. Here you go. Here's a little bit of money. We'll see you in 4 years now. I've seen it all down there. Trust me, man. I got stories I can tell. They don't care about those people. Bernie Sanders, he don't care. He's done more than half his life in politics. All he cares about is Bernie Sanders. He talks a good game, but that's it. It's all talk. Now, I believe action, not words. You can speak your words, but you better act on them. You're going to go out and preach a little, you better step up and do what you're going to say you're doing. Why are these politicians coming out for El Sayeed? Where are they coming from? They're coming out of the woodworks, man, and they're all pushing for him. What's that tell you? They're not even focusing on other states, but they're really pushing for him. Why? And here's the thing. If he loses, they're going to say you're a racist. That's what they do. I have in the state of Michigan right now, I saw this the other day. John James is running for governor, a black man. Michigan's never had a black governor before. You know, the state of Michigan might have the blackest city, but there's a lot of white people in this state that are very racist. I'll tell it like it is. Many of them are Democrats. So when a black guy's conservative, they don't like him. And I saw a group, and it was on Facebook, and it was like, it wasn't a group, it was WDIV-TV out of Detroit. And he announced his running mate. A good guy. I like him. Good choice. Anyway, here we are in 2026. I'm watching all these rude comments from people on the left dogging him out for being black. Racial stereotypes, negative racial stereotypes. I mean, they were just like, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And here's the thing. If John James loses, he's not going to cry racism. He's going to be like, tried my best. People spoke. The people are idiots. I lost. Thank you. See you again soon. Good for him. But you know what? I noticed this. If he was a Democrat and he was on the far left and a bunch of people, and these were like white people saying this, by the way, and a bunch of white people were dogging him out, they'd all be screaming racism. And if he was a Democrat and he lost, they'd be crying racism. Like Barack Obama. If you didn't like Barry Obama, who was, in my opinion, all right, not just my opinion, my honest, humble, I know it all opinion, the worst president this country ever had. And he was the one that's ushering all this bull crap in, people. It's not to keep us united. It's to divide us even further. That's what Bernie Sanders is trying to do. I saw this racism against John James, a black man, an honest, hardworking black man. And I'm like, what the heck? Oh man, some of the things they were saying, I couldn't believe it. I made the mistake of reading the comments. That was my first mistake. But I was upset with that. That bothers me because I know how these people are. These are the same people, if I say something bad about Rashida, they get all mad. You're a racist. No, I'm not. I just don't like her because of what she does. And I can tell you what she's done that I don't like. Where you guys can't tell me anything. I asked these people that are for El Sayeed. And it's mostly white people. A lot of women. Democrats are voting party line. Go figure that. Yeah. You know, Democrats would vote for Hitler. Knowing what he did, knowing what he's going to do, they would still vote for Hitler. Oh, he's a left-leaning Democrat. He's all right. He's going to kill all the Jews. Hey, I'm not Jewish, so I don't worry about that. He said he's going to create jobs. Okay, yeah, he's going to create jobs and take all the Jews' stuff. That's how he's going to do it. They'd still vote for him. Where the people on the right, who are supposedly all the Nazis and the rednecks and all this crap you hear about, many of them are the ones that actually can think for themselves. Some of them good old boys, they know what they're talking about. I have a lot of respect for them. And I got some people on the left I have respect for, but I know most of them, you ask them, why are you going to vote for El Sayeed? Well, he says he's going to do this and this and this. Okay, he says that. Those are political campaign lies. Every politician does that. What about his hatred for the Jews? And then I'll give examples of things he said, things his wife has said, celebrating October 7th when all the Jews and there were a lot of Americans there too, got killed, raped, freaking kidnapped. I'm going to go nuts if I talk about it. Gets me upset. But anyway, his wife was celebrating it. Many others were. Many of his friends were. Hassan Piker said America deserved 9/11. That's his buddy. They hang together all the time. He hates America. He hates Jews. And Saeed's like, well, no, he said the other day this about the Jews, that he wishes nothing but the best for them. I'm like, that's called a lie. He doesn't care. Go look at the past, the things he said. And we're not talking 20 years ago where he grew up and changed his mind. We're talking like 6 months ago, people. And you can easily prove this stuff. Most of the people voting for him, they don't know why they're voting for him. But they're Democrats. And so they'll vote Democratic Party. Now, if he was on the right and the conservative, they'd be bashing him. They'd be bashing Muslims too, probably. But because he's a Muslim, because he's Arabic, they don't want to look like they're racist. That's how those people are. That's how people like Bernie Sanders is, AOC, man, like I say all the time, I scoop stuff out of the cat's litter box that's smarter than her. These people are horrible. Rashida, Ilhan, and so many others, people. But you got these guys out there, they're pushing these people. You need to question why they want them in there so bad. There's a reason for it. They've got a goal. They've got an agenda. And it's not for me and you, people. So I want you to think when you vote this year and rise up and stop voting party lines. Use your freaking head. Do a little research and see what these people do for you. Not what they do for themselves. Bernie Sanders, I'm a socialist. You got 3 freaking homes. I'm sorry, he sold one. Probably got about $700,000-$800,000 for it. Did he donate that money? Yeah, to himself in the bank. They don't care about you people. All right? You need to latch on to people that can think for themselves, that care about you, all right? Election time's coming, people. Who are you going to vote for? Use your freaking head, all right? All I can do is give you the information. I always say you can lead a jackass to water, but you can't make him drink. I can give you all the information in the world, but when you drink, make sure you get a nice, cool drink. One that's going to help you, help the country, help your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, your friends, your family. We're all in this together, man. It's the United States of America. Stop with this division BS, okay? Election time coming, people. Don't be voting no Democratic Socialist. Be smarter than that, all right? Peace and love. I'll be talking to you soon. You hit the real deal, where I always tell it like it is.